Hello, welcome to the Chazz Palminteri podcast. We have a great show today and we have a great guest, but I will not tell you who it is until I tell you some things about what's going on with my site, chazzpalminteri.net. Okay, we have some really, really great things here. This is for the guys, okay? This is really, well, not just the guys. I mean, the girls could buy this too. But guys, if you buy this for your wife, for Christmas or for anything. Look, one of the great ones. We have a new hoodie, and it says one of the great ones with Bronx Tale in the front. Guys, if you buy this for your wife, you'll be in. You can go out with the guys on a Friday night. You can go to Vegas with the boys. You just tell her that she's one of the great ones. No, seriously. It's a great gift for Christmas, or it's a great gift just for any time. Also, one of my new shirts that are coming up. Check this out, okay? This is on the long sleeve T-shirt. Is it better to be loved or feared? With a Bronx Tale in the front. Also, on chazzpalminteri.net, we have the original poster that I do for my one-man show. If you'd like to see the schedule of the one-man show, which I'll be doing for 2022, go to chazzpalminteri.net. I'll be appearing all over the country. I'll be in Staten Island, too, at the historic St. George Theater. Check that one out. That's going to be fun. Okay, here it is. Okay, and, of course, and wait a minute, it fell down over here. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. My father wrote this on a card. If you saw the movie, you know the story. Put it in my room, and all I did was work hard not to disappoint him. And I said, I will not waste my talent. You know, I had this card, and I put it in my son's room when he was born, and my daughter, and I kept it there. And as they grew up, went to school, you know, elementary school, then high school, and they kept looking at this card. I said, you have to follow this card. My son went to the top musical school in the country, in the world, Berkeley School in Boston, graduated. And my daughter right now is at the University of Michigan, the top musical theater school in the country. Yeah, I have my cup, Michigan, go blue. And so I can only say it worked for my kids. And I'm sure it could work for you. Or it could be to anybody that you want to inspire. And you can pick this up on my site, chazzpalminteri.net. If you have questions and if you like to do a one-on-one with me, you can go to the site. I do a one-on-one if you want to talk about your career and you need some career advice, or as an actor, as a writer, anything like that, just go to chazzpalminteri.net. Hi, welcome to the Chazz Palminteri podcast. And I'd like to say I'm very excited today because I have one of the hottest, funniest comics in the whole universe, my good friend, my dear friend, Chris Distefano.
That's it, Chazz. How you doing?
I'm good.
Look at this. You're staying. We're in my Airbnb here
Airbnb.
in Los Angeles.
Right.
You're staying with me.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you brought so many suitcases. You're staying for 6 days.
6 days.
But I mean, it's more suitcases than I got rooms.
When you tell the Palminteris we can stay with them, my wife every day she brings a suitcase. 7 days, 7 suitcases.
Every single.
Didn't she lose one?
And we lost one. No, hey, did you ever get that suitcase, Shauna? Oh, she can't hear me.
She can't hear. No, but I couldn't. You know, you got all these suitcases, and forget it. My daughter's obsessed with your daughter.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
And it was great coming out here. I did the Michael Franzese show.
That's right.
We had to sit down. I want you people to know it's coming out soon. A major sit down with Michael Franzese. Tremendous. It was a great time.
Yes.
And who else? Allie Brooks.
Allie Brooks.
Allie
Brooks.
From Fifth Harmony, the band Fifth Harmony. And you've never, mark my words right now, Chazz, nobody in the history of entertainment has ever went back to back with a former member of the Italian Mafia and a former member of a girl band. Nobody's ever done Michael Franzese back-to-back with Allie Brooks and Fifth Harmony. It's the first time it's ever been done. More rare what Chazz did than an unassisted triple play.
That's right. And we got a lot of special guests. Let me tell them about my guests coming on the show. Billy Joel is on, Vincent D'Onofrio, Catherine Narducci, we did her. Billy Baldwin, we did. So many great people. We got De Niro is going to be on. That's right. Bob will be on. Who else? Who else do I have? A lot of great people. The creator of Godfather of Harlem, Forrest Whitaker is coming on. Giancarlo Esposito is coming on. So you watch my channel. Hit that subscribe button if you want content. Chris.
Listen, I'm Chrissy Content. You got to hit that subscribe button. How about this, Chazz? What I don't know if you spoke about this on the show, but because the homeless pimp who runs your show also runs my show.
Right.
You did that Billy Joel interview. It came out last week. I saw it. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't know you almost choked to death 2 minutes before you interviewed him.
That's right. That's very true.
And you didn't even mention it to Billy Joel. That's what a professional you are. I said, this guy almost died. And he said, just opened the show and said, hey, Billy, how you doing?
But meanwhile, I was eating a chicken sandwich, and the chicken got stuck in my throat, and I was panicking a little bit, and I turned to homeless pimp, and I went, give me the Heimlich. And I said, you know how to do it? I went, and he went, oh yeah. He turned me around. He put his arms around my arms. Wasn't even in here, and he was choking me more.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He almost killed you.
He almost killed me. Made it worse. Finally, thank God, it came out.
Now, Chazz, I want you to know if you did choke to death on that sandwich, I would have made sure you had everything you need, and I would have made sure that Sandy Blue Eyes stay the fuck away from you.
Sandy
Blue Eyes stayed away from your family. I meant to say.
Sandy Blue Eyes is going to be on. Sandy Blue Eyes is going to be on my Patreon because
you gotta.
I gotta put Sandy on the Patreon.
Sandy Blue Eyes is a guy who the fans of the Chazz Palminteri podcast will meet. He will be on when Chazz starts a Patreon. He'll be on. Sandy Blue Eyes is a guy. He told me the first day I met him. He looked me dead in my eye and he said, "Listen to me. I eat 500 egg whites a month. So that's all you need to know about me."
Sandy Blue, 500 egg whites a month. He buys every Monday at the beginning of the month. He buys 500 eggs at Costco's.
Yeah.
He comes home. He boils them 30 at a time. Puts them all in the refrigerator. He is a man from the past. Yeah. He drives a 1974. I don't know. I think
a 1974 Elvis, whatever it is.
Well, the car is being held together by duct tape when I saw this
car. The car's got duct tape on it, and he swears that it's a classic.
Yeah, he's 95 years old. He'll only go out on dates with 23-year-olds. That's how it is.
And also, Chazz, I love the fact that he was sleeping over at Chazz's house and drove 2.5 hours home to mow his lawn and then drove back.
Right. He mows his lawn, folks, every 2.5 days. I said, why 2.5 days? He goes, that's when the grass is perfect, and you just cut the tops off.
He drove all the way from upstate New York to Long Island
2.5 hours
his lawn, and then came right back.
And then came back.
I mean, he's got to be on the show. He's got to be on the Patreon.
Also, this guy's legendary. He goes to me, hey, I used to be on cruise ships performing as Elvis. I said, that's awesome. He goes, you want to see a photo? And takes out actual film photos from his pocket of him as Elvis.
So that means he walks around all day asking people these questions.
And then, you want to know what the second film photo was? His lawn.
Right. We got to get him on the show, and he gets a haircut every 44 days.
On the dot.
On the day, 44. If he gets 43, it's too short. Gets 45, it's too big, too long. He gets, no, I'm not bullshitting you, Chris. Every 44 days, and the same guy's been cutting his hair for 47 years.
Oh, my God.
No one else has ever touched his hair.
Nobody.
Nobody has touched his hair.
What if this guy dies?
I said that to him. I said, what happens if he dies? What are you going to do? He says, I don't know. I can't think of it.
Oh, my God. Sandy Blue Eyes. I mean, absolute legend, Sandy Blue Eyes. Listen, just before, Chazz, I've known you a few years now.
Right.
But, I mean, the first time we've ever been in the house together, the filet mignon that you made was unbelievable. That filet mignon was so good. I guarantee you right now, if you took a plate of the filet mignon you just made and you gave some to Israel and some to Palestine, the war would stop. Peace in the Middle East. Chazz's filet mignons.
Oh, well, I mean, we got to give the person who made it, Piedmont, right?
Oh, Piedmont. I don't even know how to say. This company, Piedmontese Steakhouse. Yeah. Piedmontese Steak Company. Go there. They got to get a better name. I mean, I would just change the name.
Right.
I mean, it's Piedmont.
What would you change it to?
PIEDMONTESE.com. Go there. Use the promo code CHAOS, 25% off discount. No, I'm kidding. Well, you could if you wanted to. Piedmontese. I would just change it to. I mean, it's got to be an easier website. I would just change it to thisfuckingsteaksunbelievable.com.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable steak.
We should explain to the audience that Chazz just barbecued for Chris because Chris can't barbecue.
Yeah, I don't know how to barbecue at all. I don't know. And Chazz, what we've discovered actually here is that you thought you were the most unhandy man in the world, and then you met me, and you actually are more handy than me.
I am actually more handy than him. I mean, we did the Christmas tree episode together.
Yes.
And he couldn't cut the damn fucking tree down. I had to cut it down.
Yeah.
And trust me, I am unhandy.
Yeah.
I just started hanging pictures now at my age.
Yeah.
Photos. I can hang pictures. That's it. He is smart. He starts it off and he goes, Chazz, how do you do this? And then I start it, then he just drifts away.
Yeah.
I used to do that to my father.
Yeah, so I'm getting a call. I got no calls. What do you think, you must be in the same boat as me then. Your wife is more handy than you.
Oh, yes.
No question.
No question
Same
about
with
it.
me.
Is your wife more handy than you?
Oh my God, she can fix anything. She's a Puerto Rican girl from Sunset Park.
Forget about it.
She'll fix your cars, whatever you want.
She'll move you. She can do anything.
She can do anything you want. She does odd jobs all day, every day. She doesn't need to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. You're two really New York guys. How's LA? What do you guys think?
It's all right. I mean,
No, Chazz. I've been here 2 months. You got to get me. You got to get me home. I can't be over here anymore. You got to get me back to the East Coast.
You can't take LA no more.
I'm telling you, Chazz. As soon as there's not enough pizza in New York City for when I land. I guarantee you, I land Monday. By Tuesday, there's going to be a pizza shortage in New York City.
That's how hungry you're going to be.
I'll eat everything.
Pizza. Well, listen, you know my new restaurant's going to have coal-fired oven pizza.
You got coal-fired oven pizza?
In my new Chazz Palminteri restaurant in White Plains, 264 Main Street. Thank you very much.
When does that open?
That opens at the end of the month, May.
We got to be there for opening night, no?
Opening night, we got to be there.
I'll be there opening night.
And my restaurant in Manhattan, Chazz Palminteri, 30 West 46th Street, is killing it.
I've been there many times to eat with you, and it's always great food, great wait staff. With the top head waiter there is just a great, funny guy.
I have a question for Chris. Did you ever imagine a day in your life that your child's 6th birthday, Chazz would sing "Happy Birthday" and blow out
No,
the candles?
I never ever thought that in my life. Yeah, I literally made a video yesterday for my daughter's Catholic school. And at the end of the video, it cut to Chazz threatening the nuns and the staff of the school that if Delilah has any problems, Chazz is going to come see them.
Well,
so I can't wait for my daughter to get thrown out of school.
I'm like her pseudo godfather.
You are? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
because our actual godfather, if he's watching the podcast, forgot to text her on her birthday. Good job, Luke, you dickhead.
Hey, Luke, you didn't send her a little something on her birthday.
I mean, Luke's a freaking doctor. You can't send her a little scratch?
A doctor? What kind of doctor is he?
Fucking emergency room doctor.
Emergency room. Well, I got news for you, Luke. You got a fucking emergency because I'm pissed off. Okay? We got an emergency here. Take care of the kid. Send her a little text.
A little
Wish her
something.
happy birthday. A little something, Luke.
Jeez Louise. But you know what? Listen, here's the thing. Is we've been talking a lot, you and I, since we've been here. You got to do what you love. If you're out there, I don't care what job you're doing. I don't care if it's entertainment. I don't care if it's not entertainment, if you're a teacher, a firefighter, whatever. If you don't love it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Your life is too short.
Life's too short, but Chrissy, you got to admit, some people, they don't have the opportunity that we have. We're blessed, but some people have to work because they got a family, and what are they going to do, Chris?
No, I understand, but I just kind of feel like, there's. I'm not saying everybody wants to be, not everyone's going to be a pro athlete or this or that, but I'm just saying, like my mother said to me once when she retired.
Oh, God bless you.
There you go.
Excuse me.
She worked 40 years, she said. And she was like, I hated my job. I didn't like my job. Wow. And that made me sad. I was like, I'm sure she had great happy moments. Don't get me wrong. But she told me, she's like, I don't love what I do.
You know what they call it, people rail against the 1%. Do you know, Chris, anybody who makes over $35,000 a year is in the 1%. Not many people know that. Worldwide, guys, pimp, are you listening to me?
I'm here.
Worldwide, the average salary is $35,000. Worldwide. Look it up on Google. Go there. Anybody over 35,000 is in the 1%.
Oh my God! So homeless pimp's in the 1%.
He's in the 1%.
He's wearing corduroy pants. He's in the 1%.
Yeah, I mean,
average salary is $18,000.
It's 18,000 actually, Chaz. They're saying.
for who? Is it 18?
No, it says the world's average salary is about 18,000 a year.
No shit.
That's fucking nuts.
What about in America? Look that up. What is the average salary? Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was in America.
Let's see.
Either way, it's the same point.
No, I mean the point's even 31,000. 31,000.
All right, I was close.
Very close.
$31,000 is the average salary, Chris. That is. Well, you know how long? $31,000. I couldn't survive a day.
No.
$31,000.
Yeah. No, I know.
Oh my
Well,
God.
it's crazy. I just went to the Bahamas, and the average salary there is $200 a week.
$200 a week. So you got to count your blessings, as you said.
Got to count my
But
blessings,
even
man.
that, but even if you do love what you do, if there's weeks and months go by and you're not loving it, I mean, I just think you never know what's going to happen in life. You got to at least try to do
Well,
what
look
you
at
love.
you. You're a physical therapist.
I was.
Making what, 30, 40 grand a year.
Yeah, I was making the average American salary.
Right, and then one day you said, "Look, I like doing stand-up." Everybody thought you were crazy to quit.
Oh,
your father thought you were nuts.
No, actually, my father was the only one who actually had my back. To be honest with you,
Wow.
my father was the only one. I was a physical therapist, went and got a doctorate degree. All these things made my mom happy, my family proud, everybody proud. Blah blah blah. I got a doctorate degree. I'm a pediatric physical therapist. It was fun. I started doing stand-up comedy. The year I graduated physical therapy school, I started doing stand-up comedy. So every night, every day I'd work as a pediatric physical therapist from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock. Then I'd go get something to eat quick, go do open mics because nobody would let me on stage, go pay $5 to all these comedy clubs, do open mics till about 10, 11 o'clock at night. Then the only way I could get on a real show was if I would either hand out flyers or for the club, and they wouldn't pay in money. They said, okay, you could do 5 minutes at 1 o'clock in the morning for 10 Swedish tourists on a fucking Tuesday.
Wow.
Or you got to bring 5 people, 5 of your friends, and then you could go on the show. So I would do that and burn the candle at both ends until finally one day it got to the point where I got on this show on MTV called Guy Code, and it started to get relatively popular, and I would have to miss days of physical therapy, working at physical therapy to shoot this show. And it got to the point where I was missing so many days that the principal said, hey, listen, you're missing way too many days of work right now. You're going to have to choose. And she's like, you'd be stupid if you chose this comedy thing. She was like, I got a friend who does comedy. It's stupid. You should stay here. You got benefits and you're making $53,000 a year and you got benefits. Stay here. And in that moment, I don't know what it was. Right. I don't know what it was, but I kind of felt like this woman's wrong. If I don't take this opportunity right now, I'm done. So I said, I respect what you're saying. I was like, but I'm going to give in my resignation, my 2 weeks. I'm done. And she goes, you know what? Forget your 2 weeks. You're done right now. So I said, okay. Said goodbye to the kids that I treated. Told them I'd be back in the summer, which I came back in the summer to volunteer my time. That's it. Went out. The next couple of days started doing stand-up. I wouldn't, I didn't tell my mom. I would actually go to work saying that I had work. The only one I told was my father. My father said, how much money you got in your bank account? I said, about $215. He said, okay. He said, if you can't, make ends meet and you need a place to stay, you need food, you stay in my basement. He's like, I'm never, ever, ever going to penalize you and get mad at you for following your dream. He's like, if it doesn't work, you give yourself some time. If it doesn't work, you go back to physical therapy. He said, but I'm telling you, he said, on your deathbed, you will regret. You're going to regret if you never take this chance right now. And he said, I got your back. You can stay in my basement on Staten Island. So I started doing that. 2 weeks, like I said, I was on this Guy Code show. I said to one of the producers of the show, I said, I just quit my day job as a physical therapist, so I'm all in now, like whatever. Just throw. He said, that's great, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's talking at lunch the next day to whatever, some big shot at MTV. They say, oh, okay. They say, so, now he's done. He's got his both feet in comedy now and whatever. They said, yes. I had a manager at the time. He calls me, he goes, hey, I just got off the phone with MTV. They want to give you an overall deal. Okay, you can only work for MTV. You can do stand-up, but you can only work for MTV. You can't get a job doing any other TV show, no auditions. Wow. MTV owns you $135,000 a year. So nearly tripled my physical therapy salary 2 weeks later and never looked back since.
Wow.
Yeah.
You hear that? Did you hear that story, folks? That's the guy who followed his dream. Wow.
Yes.
Now imagine that, and that woman said to you, you're making a mistake.
If I would have believed her and trusted her, I would have, because here's what I realized is when you really try to go for something. And again, my mother, she's come around now, but again, everybody thought I was stupid, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The people that don't believe in you are actually the people who are usually the closest to you because they want the best for you. And
they want the best for you.
And what they're not saying that it's coming off like they don't believe in you, but what they're really saying is I'm too scared. If you fail, I would feel so horrible.
Right.
And what they're really saying is I'm the person giving advice. I'm too scared to do it. So then they kind of construct something and say, no, don't do it. Take the safe bet with the health insurance.
Right.
And I just kind of went with my dad and thought about me. I said, I was 25 years old at the time. I said, I'll take a chance right now. If it doesn't work, I'll go to physical therapy. I'm young enough.
But you knew it was going to work.
I knew in my heart it was going to work.
You knew it was going to work.
I swear to God, I did.
And I always tell you guys, I always tell my followers and people out there, if you're going to fail at something you love.
That's it.
What are you going to fail at something you hate?
Yeah.
Fail. Go for it. You never know. Because when you're on that deathbed, when you're lying there and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, whatever it is, you could just say to yourself, you know what? If I would have tried harder, my life could have been different, maybe.
Yeah. But you don't learn anything unless I've only learned things with my epic failures. When you succeed, you don't learn nothing.
That's right.
I've had 10 pilots. I finally got one on the air. One show on the air, True TV shows coming out called Backyard Bar Wars. But you and I did a pilot together for CBS. You played my father.
Yes.
And the only thing I regret, because I realized this. First of all, I realized that pilot, even though it never got on the air, I met you.
Right.
We've developed a great relationship. Just that pilot alone, it was worth the friendship that you and I have now and all the things we've been able to do. But the thing I regret is I kind of let other people write a show for me, and they were fantastic writers. Craig Carter,
great writers.
Craig Thomas and Carter Base, fantastic writers. Created How I Met Your Mother, unbelievable guys. But there were some things that I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like my story anymore. That doesn't sound like my comedy anymore.
Right.
And I never said anything because I said, you know what? These guys, they know. They wrote the hit shows. CBS, they know. I don't know anything. But the truth is, nobody knows my comedy specifically better than me. So I regret not, because I feel like I failed at that, but I failed with somebody else's show. I wish I would have just interjected myself in there as much as I could and failed with something that was my own. Yeah, I regret that.
Blake Edwards always told me, he said, if you're going to fail with your own guns at your side.
Yeah.
He said, because you always second guess yourself.
And that's what I did. I second guessed myself. Yeah,
so
but I learned from it.
When we write our show, we're not gonna. We're gonna.
No, we're just gonna go.
We're gonna go.
We should just write the show, me, you, and a couple of guys from the neighborhood, and then go into these offices and say, listen, you're gonna make the show, you're gonna lose a fucking finger.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Why don't we do that?
How does it feel, Chris? How does it feel to live your sitcom?
Yeah, now I'm living my sitcom. Now I got you in the house. I got. By the way, when we wrote the sitcom. When you and I did the sitcom, it was about me just breaking up with my girlfriend, and we had a 3-year-old baby, and blah, blah, blah. Now, because that was true, we were broken up then. Now, fast forward 2 years later, we get back together, me and my girlfriend. She's pregnant again. So now the new sitcom is go with a girl, break up, we have a kid, stay broken up for 2 years, get back together, immediately hook up on the first night we get back together, have another kid again. My life's repeating.
That's right. Deja vu all over again.
Deja vu.
Leap year.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man.
But I think it's great that people heard your story, Chris. Because one thing about me, I always preach that. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And and you're so talented, and I mean, you're doing great. You're appearing all over, selling out every show.
Now we're starting to sell tickets. Yeah. It's starting to feel good now.
And if somebody wants to go to your show, what do they have to do?
They got to go to chrisdcomedy.com.
Right.
We just added a second show at the Fox Theater in Foxwoods, Connecticut, October 23rd. We got Eatontown, New Jersey. Philly's all sold out. Providence is sold out.
Great.
We got the Victoria Theater in Newark, New Jersey in November.
Right.
Boston, the shows are sold out. So, we're adding dates, hopefully coming to the Paramount Theater on Long Island soon.
Paramount. I'm going to be at the Paramount in November. I think November, the Paramount Theater in Huntington. I'll be there in November. Go to ChazzPalminteri.net. And there's my schedule here for the whole year. Get your tickets.
.net.com's for losers.
And you have to come to see my show.
Oh, 100%.
We're always so busy, but now you're going to come and see it.
We'll film
The
it.
original A Bronx Tale show.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, because, I'm sure you talked about it. I mean, Bronx Tale to a New Yorker. I would say most people in the country, but I'll just say specifically who I believe I could speak for at some points is, I'm a native New Yorker. If the Bronx Tale isn't in your top 5 favorite movies, I mean, did you even grow up in New York?
No.
I mean,
No.
I don't care what race, religion, creed you are. You talk to an Italian, you talk to a black guy, you talk to a Hasidic
Right.
Jew. They'll all say Bronx Tale top 5.
Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And before we go, we should really talk about how we got into Theater West.
Oh,
that's a cool story. Yeah, I want to hear that.
I went to where I created Bronx Tale 34 years ago, and I went to Theater West, and Pimp and I, we got in, and we filmed the stage where I originally wrote A Bronx Tale, where I performed it 30-something years ago, where Robert De Niro saw it, where the whole Hollywood saw it. It was absolutely insane. But we all know the story. They didn't want me. They wanted me to sell the rights. I said no. And I stuck to my guns, and then Robert De Niro came to see it in that theater. And as they say, came over to me, and the rest is history. So, again, I always say, believe in yourself. But if you want to see the original show, you go to ChazzPalminteri.net. I'll be in Richfield, Connecticut. I'll be all over the United States. And my dates for next year is on there.
Let me ask you a question. When De Niro came to see you that very first time you met Robert De Niro, did you know he was coming, or was it a surprise? Somebody said Robert De Niro's at your green room.
I didn't know he was coming.
You had no idea?
No idea. Somebody just came over to me and said, you better get to your dressing room. Robert De Niro just saw the show. He gets up before the final. When everybody stands up, he sneaks away and slid into my dressing room. And they said to me, De Niro's waiting for you in the dressing room. And I was like, what? And then I walked in there. And
you had never met him, never even heard that he knew who you were?
Didn't even know he knew who I was.
It was that dressing room we filmed in the back there?
That dressing room we filmed. And he came over to me and he said that was the greatest one-man show I ever saw.
Wow.
He goes, you did a whole movie on stage. I can't believe that. For people don't know, they don't realize. They go, I play all 18 characters. I do A Bronx Tale on stage myself. I tell people this. It has to be on your bucket list. You got to come and see it, because that's how the movie got made. That's how the musical got made.
But let me ask you, the Bronx Tale one-man show that you would do tomorrow, is that the same exact show to a T that De Niro saw?
Same show.
To a T.
To a T. The one-man show?
Changed one thing about it.
No, I never changed one thing. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it. And you could do it in your...
I could do it right now.
You could do it bad. You could do it in another freaking language.
When I was up there with Pimp, I started doing it.
He just went right into the play.
I went right into it.
Wow.
Yeah, I could do it right now.
Why don't we end the episode with some of that behind the scenes in the Playhouse?
I mean, in this episode.
Yeah,
we could do
with
that.
the stuff you filmed.
A little snippet of it. We'll tease
Yeah,
it.
we're going to do a little snippet of it. We're going to do it at the end of this episode, I think.
Yeah, that'd be
just
good.
to see it.
Yeah, because that's fascinating, man. So that was like listen, sometimes, all you got to do is make one thing, and that's the one thing that changes your life. Sometimes it all takes is once.
Well, the one thing that amazes me about his story is he went viral before there was any
He went
chance
viral
to
in
go
1990. When did De Niro see it? What year was
89.
that? 89. He went viral.
I went viral in 89.
Crazy. You went viral
Before internet.
I don't know how you did it.
But let me ask you, if Robert De Niro was coming to see that play, there must have been a big buzz about you in the show already, or how would De Niro hear about this?
It was the greatest buzz in the history of Hollywood since Stallone.
That's what they said.
Yes. The pictures now. Jerry Weintraub, Ray Stark, CAA, ICM, William Morris, all chasing me. Pacino, Nicholson, Burt Reynolds, everybody came to see it.
They all came to that show.
All came to the show.
Now, how many times did you sell at that theater, that specific theater?
How many times did I sell it out?
Yeah.
Every night.
For like, what was it like?
Yeah, how many shows in a row? How long?
Well, we would do 5 shows a week, and I sold out every show for 6 months. And then I stopped it.
And that was out of nowhere. Never before did you sell tickets.
Never. Never. And then I went to New York, and I did it in New York at Playhouse 91, which was 400 seats, sold out every night.
And from writing it to selling out, how long was that?
From writing it to selling out?
Writing it to taking it on stage where it's a sellout. Like, how long was that?
Oh, 10 months.
So it took you 10 months to write it.
Imagine
write
being
it.
10 months into comedy and you pop and De Niro comes.
10 months into comedy. I got Bill Burr saying I'm the greatest comic alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
10
That's
months.
unheard of.
10 months. And then, but I had to wait for Bob to do for the movie because he had all these movies lined up.
So how long was that waiting
That
period?
was about 2.5 years.
That's a long time to wait.
Wow.
That was a long time to
Did
wait.
you think ever in those 2.5 years, he's done with this movie? Bob's done.
No, he's going to. No, he always told me we're making the movie. Don't worry. I think it was about 2 years. About 2 years.
Wow.
But Bronx Tale in theaters wasn't massive. It was obviously
it wasn't.
It was a classic movie, of course.
Yes.
But I'm saying it became
Critically massive. Box office, okay.
Okay, but it became what it became with
Yes.
VHS. After
VHS, forget it, sold out.
that's what it is.
And then people just kept looking at it, and it just kept coming back.
There's 3 movies when they're on a plane. I watch them every time: Bronx Tale, Goodfellas, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Those are the 3.
What's Wreck-It Ralph?
One of the greatest Pixar movies of all time.
Really?
2. 1 can suck my ass. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Classic.
Certain movies become bigger after they, like Shawshank Redemption wasn't that big when it came out.
It was only after.
It was a classic in DVD, and it was a classic.
What a great movie.
What a great movie. All of them. Anyway, it's time to go, Chris.
All right.
I want to say thank you so much for being on my show.
Chazz.
Thank you for sharing your story about success and about what it takes sometimes to really do it.
I never thought in my life that one day when my mother called me and she said, "What's going on tonight?" I'd say, "Chazz Palminteri's sleeping over. That's what's going on tonight." And that's my truth today.
And that's the truth
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Thanks so much, folks. Don't forget, if you like what you hear, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. A lot of great guests, I told you. Billy Joel De Niro's coming on. We got Vincent D'Onofrio, Forrest Whitaker, Giancarlo Esposito. A lot of great people here. So God bless you all, and I'll see you. And don't forget, every Monday is a new episode at 11 o'clock.